so I guess you could tell the world who you are and what you do.
Hi everyone, I'm Francesco from Fleshgod Apocalypse. I'm the singer of the band, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. Hi.
Okay. I see myself. So I'm trying not to say
It's fine.
Well, you're the star. There are some journalists who want to take a picture with the band. Like, you're not famous. The band is famous.
Well, no.
Were there any on-purpose efforts to change the singing style of the prima donna? Because, like in Epica, she's classically trained.
Also Veronica.
Yeah, on this album, it seems that the vocals are sometimes a little bit more modern, not so much opera.
It's actually, like the balance is more or less the same. The only big change, there are two main reasons why she's singing much more. The first reason is that Paolo left the band right before the recording, so she kind of she took over all the modern singing spots that he had in the past. So basically, she's singing modern, and at the same time, she's also singing the soprano parts. So. This was one of the best choices for us because she's amazing. She's the best. And in both styles, I really love her voice and love the sound of her voice. And she's also killing it when we ask her to do weird stuff like screaming and stuff like that. She's very versatile. And also, the other reason is that the album itself has been composed as an opera, so I needed a counterpart for the dialogues that are, basically the lyrics of each song. So she is basically playing different characters throughout the album, and she has much more room, So it's amazing, and I'm very happy that we took this path because. Was a kind of a risky path at the beginning for some people, look like, I don't know, but the album is still super heavy and the lyrics are still super, super deep and heavy as well. So she just adds a special flavor to it, and we didn't lose any, heaviness or aggressiveness with their vocals.
I have met an actress who is actually a trained violinist.
Yeah.
The problem is she makes no money from violin.
Yeah.
She has muscles, very big muscles on one of her arms from playing violin hours a day.
Yeah.
But she lives in the worst part of New York City. No money, one-room apartment. I was wondering if your singer also suffers the same problem in Italy, or do people in Italy respect musicians more?
No. The problem is not just the respect. We are in let's say metal. Even underground metal is still part of the mainstream of the industry of music. So luckily we are making decent, I would say, good living. Even if we play extreme stuff, we draw people to the shows. We have merchandise sales that are super high because this genre is much supported by the fans, and wearing t-shirts and look like a metal at the still a thing. So it's amazing, and so us as a band and us as singers, as frontmen or frontwoman, we still have a good living. But many others, like the majority of especially classical musicians, the more you go to what is not fancy, what is not trendy, what is not commercially sellable because requires more attention, requires more culture in general, the more you will find people struggling. And this is very sad. This is going backwards, like humanity going backwards, because I'm not saying you shouldn't support superstars, mainstream acts, but there should be probably like a minimum. There should be some kind of a decent support from the governments, from the the community to these musical geniuses that are around that struggle and they barely can make a living with their art, and they're still carrying on a tradition on which the music in general is based on. So they have all my respect, and I really hope that some more awareness will come and some more support will come from governments, and I said, other how you call it, probably communities, like the community itself of musicians should find a way to fund them more.
And the new album has some different musical styles. If you want to talk about that, what made you make the changes?
Well, we just we do, like, one of the goal for Fleshgod is avoid try to be the least boring possible, and to do that is try to be as dynamic possible. To be dynamic, you have to be versatile. To be versatile, you have to be open-minded. If you're open-minded, you let other genre, in a way, let's say, the other genre become part of your own subgenre. So that's what we do, is just like let these influences in and try to embody those influences in our music and make them sound as Fleshgod as possible. So that's what we do. So that's why we have multiple genres in the same album. And I think that the album is very dynamic. So in this, I think we made it. We have that kind of dynamics, that kind of unexpected feeling all the time that makes something very interesting to listen to from the very beginning to the end. So that's something that probably in the past was a little bit lacking because of not much maturity songwriting-wise. Even if we had good ideas, people say so, but still maybe we could make the songs better. Now we try to collect the best inspiration we have, try to still have good ideas, but also have a cool song packaging, so the songs are not too long and are not repetitive and boring.
The album is a metal opera. Is that what made you choose such tragic ideas?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It starts with my accident. I wanted to talk about it in a classy way. I didn't want to do the chronicle of my accident, and so yeah, I thought it was cool to turn it into an opera, because opera is basically a story, and that is my story. It's tragic because my story is tragic, and but I'm dealing with it, so it's all good. And we wanted to do the opera thing. I wanted to do the opera thing because I feel that influence, I feel that heritage, and I think would be cool to share it worldwide, because it's part of our Italian identity, and it's we're trying to break the boundaries and involve as much as we can. As I said, all the genres, all the influences that we can in our music, and opera is one of the first. So we paid tribute to that, doing this album and calling this album with this name.
How involved are you in the mastering of the album? The reason why I ask is you were talking about dynamic as in style, but in the old days, if you saw on the computer the wave file, it had peaks and valleys, ups and downs, and now it's. So, do you want to talk about your opinion about that?
We are involved, and we think that the more dynamic masterings of the 90s, because it's up to the 90s, were much more interesting in a way and much more listenable. Then this loudness war started, and music became products and content, and you have to keep it up with other bands, and so luckily we are in good hands now. Jacob Hansen is able to deliver one of the loudest possible mastering to your music and still keep it interesting and dynamic. So we're very happy. We try to avoid that brick wall mastering. We try to fight it a little bit with dynamics within the song. So you have many drops now in the songs, and this will help the listener to get some rest here and there and appreciate much more the next part.
Because you have a world-class opera singer, did you ever think about metalizing a complete opera?
We thought about it, but I don't know if the world is ready for that. I mean, we can do it, but I don't know how this could be received. I mean, when we write our own music, we don't care. We just want to please ourselves, so doesn't matter. We have some the heaviest music ever produced in metal, and some of the lightest. It's the same band, and so different and very far away. Opposites. Like very, very, very far away. But for an opera, which is basically covering somebody else's music, and performing that to the people and showing that to the people and get some kind of appreciation. I don't know if it works, so maybe we should try.
If there's an angel investor who will listen to this interview, we want Epica, Fleshgod Apocalypse, and Therion on tour with full orchestra.
That'd be great.
Don't be shy. Nobody's filming. Nobody knows. Oh shit, they danced at a metal show. Who cares? Do you guys mind? Let's start this dance into a dance of death, my friend. Are you guys ready?
What do you think about the changes in the music scene? Because you have seen it from the very beginning. Is it good or bad now for a band?
Like for a band, it's a little bit overcrowded now, so it's tough for new bands to come out. But luckily, talent, is still the what they call the X factor is still there. So I see a lot of new coming bands, making it, and I'm very glad because this gives us hope that the genre skip, is still healthy, and we are, a little bit older, but not an old band at all. We are still growing, and I think the best is yet to come. So we're very looking forward for what it's happening in the next years. I'm predicting that metal in general is gonna be a trendy thing, as it was in the 80s, early 90s again. Pretty soon, so I'm glad to be part of it because living this life and having big crowds to my shows was kind of my dream. And if this thing comes through, I will be super happy.
In the old days, if someone recorded a band live, the person was thrown out. Sometimes his recording was confiscated.
Yeah.
Even cameras were confiscated, and now cameras are encouraged, and cameras can record audio too.
Yeah.
And some bands have told me that when it shows up on YouTube, instead of being considered an illegal bootleg, it lures people to the show, and that's how the band makes money. What's your opinion about this?
Might be true, but at the same time, I'm always supporting freedom to do to live the experience the way you want. If I can give a suggestion as a friend, I would say you should come to our show and enjoy the show, and just forget about the rest filming. You can do like a story on Instagram that helps also the band to promote themselves, but just live the moment and just forget about your phone for an hour. It's not that tough, but I'm also at the same time very open. You pay the ticket and you want to film it, you want to keep a memory of the show, and you want to take it with you, super fine. Putting that online maybe lowers a little bit the sales of the tickets, but at the same time it's promotion for the band. So I think it compensates a little bit, maybe not financially, but successfully, let's say, audience-wise. So promoting the band that way is also helpful for the band. So I'm very 50-50 on this.
A last question, because your time is precious, and we want to see you on stage.
I see the other guys playing, so
Yeah.
I heard the other guys playing, so I think I have to get ready.
you're not punk rock, and what I mean by that is your songs are complex. So the question is, how do you keep coming up, inventing such complex music, and then remembering it when you play live?
I have one. Well, I think we have one. There's one word that is perfect. We are nerds. We are boring people, and we're nerds. We love to challenge ourselves with super fucked up stuff, and that's it.